In 1870, Henry P. Bromwell and Agapito Vigil attempted to start a vote to get Colorado women's suffrage. Several women, such as Susan B. Anthony, Lucy Stone, and their families, took this and started the women's suffrage movement to get women in Denver more rights. In 1877, the vote was held, but the women didn't get rights until 1893. In spite of a vocal anti-suffrage movement, women in Colorado broke boundaries when they won suffrage rights 27 years before the 19th Amendment was ratified. The anti-suffrage movement was not made up of just men, or even mostly men. Thousands of women actively fought against suffrage rights. In fact, some of their most important leaders were women. This made it extremely difficult for the women's suffrage movement to spread its message. After all, who's going to listen to a message about women when so many women are against it? The anti-suffrage movement's main method of getting people on their side was trash-talking the women's suffrage movement. According to Washington Post, they were quite successful in demonizing suffragists and feminists, depicting them as being unattractive man-haters. They also made points against women in general. For example, Josephine Jewell Dodge, an impactful leader among the movement, said that the suffrage disturbance is, in plain words, a sex disturbance, just as the impulse of some other women to take up foolish fancies and unnecessary movements is the result of that uneasiness and straining after artificial happiness and unnatural enjoyment, which indicates an unsettled and unsatisfactory state of mind. A very sexist thing to say. And Jane Addams, another important leader, said, I do not believe that women are better than men. We have not wrecked railroads, nor corrupted legislature, nor done many unholy things that men have done, but then we must remember that we have not had the chance. Still, though, the women's suffrage movement pulled through, convincing enough people to vote for suffrage that the vote passed, despite how many people the anti-suffrage movement convinced. The anti-suffrage movement's arguments have harmed the self-esteem of women and girls today. Alison Lange, a history professor at the Wentworth Institute of Technology, said, I think we're still dealing with exactly these messages. Even a century later, women's rights activists and female leaders are still faced with exactly the same criticism. However, the thought of passing the vote 27 years before the 19th Amendment also empowers some women to stand strong for what they believe in and to be confident. Even though thousands of women fought against the right to vote, the women in Colorado managed to break barriers by winning suffrage rights 27 years before the 19th Amendment was ratified.